Hey y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant life coach, author, teacher, and what does intuition mean to you? Have there been times when you have followed it, even if it didn't make sense? And have there been times when you heard the voice, an inner voice, some kind of voice, and even if it didn't make sense, even if it did make sense, you didn't follow it and then there were some kind of consequences? Well, a question I've been asked several times is, how did it happen that you up and moved to Bali, a country, a place, an island that you have never been to? And it happened like this. I was living a very nomadic life. Since I had a spiritual awakening, my life was 100% dedicated to figuring out how to live up to that for myself, how to live up to my potential, how to heal, how to thrive. And then shortly after that, how to help other people to create that in their lives. And I was relentless about it, traveling all over the world, never longer than a year in a place, centers, ashrams, trainings, whatever I could get into that I thought would actually help with that was inspiring. And it was an amazing period of my life. I learned so much, I was exposed to so much, met amazing people. And then one day, I was at a workshop with one of my favorite teachers, Paul Lowe, at Harbin Hot Springs. And I was sitting there. It was some things that happened that brought me to clarity that this time of working with Paul needed to come to an end. And I was not sure what that meant for me. And one day I was sitting outside the group room by the pool in a little plastic chair. And I was just sitting there, and people were playing in the pool and talking, friends all around. And I kind of said, what now? I thought I was going to be doing this for a while. And just in that moment, an acorn dropped right into my lap, literally hit my hand. And it was the weirdest thing, y'all. In that moment, a whole bunch of things changed. I got a download of this, 5 things completely different in your life from here forward. Wow. And one of them was, it's time for you to put down roots, to be in one place. So I said, okay, thank you, clear. Then, where? It was a really big question for me. I'd been all over the world, and I knew I didn't want to keep living in the U.S. at that point, so I tried a few places. I made lists, I want this to have, I don't want that, but I was not getting anywhere with it, and it was going on 6 months. And amazingly, at that moment, I was in Maui, where I am right now. And I was getting really frustrated. Like, I want to get into teaching on a regular basis. I want to be writing on a regular basis. I didn't know at that point that I was going to found a school and build a center. Anyway, I was getting frustrated with it. And one day, I was down in town at a laundromat, and I was just waiting for my laundry to dry. I was sitting in my car, door was open, and I was on the cell phone with my friend Miracle J. And we were talking. He says, why don't you go to Ubud? I had never even heard of Ubud. And, I kid you not, when he said it, it was like this electricity just went through me. And that was it. I just knew in that moment, that's it, that's where I'm going. And of course, I knew from the context of the sentence that it was a place, and so I asked him a bit more about it. He said, it's in Indonesia, and thanks, laundry's dry. I went home, got on the internet, Ubud, what's it like? And, it fit some of the things on my list, but it didn't matter, because at that point, I just knew. I knew that I was where I was going, and 2 weeks later, I was on a plane. And, I went there. I had my 2 suitcases. That was all I had of stuff at that time. And I didn't really know that it would work out. I was going with that intention, though. And I was there for 13 years. And as I said, built a center and a school, and so blessed to be able to teach and learn a language and make a family there and friends. And now, again, Spirit directed me. It wasn't sort of logical. I wouldn't have predicted. I wouldn't have even wanted to be here. I didn't want to be here 15 years ago. And yet, Maui is the place for me. And I have the same sort of feeling now that Spirit directed me to plant myself here, that I'm putting down roots, and new flowerings shall come from that. I'll share more with you about that soon. And so again, the question to you, what is your intuition speaking to you? Sometimes it's even more important if it's not logical, if it doesn't make sense. So I give you my encouragement to listen. Spirit's always talking. And when we are in tune with that, magic happens. Although only all the time. Guaranteed. Alright, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. If you're interested in more teaching about intuition, about spirit, spiritual practice, the psychology of vibrant living, then I encourage you and invite you to join us in our online membership, Vibrancy, Your Vibrant Life Now. I'll put a little info in the comments, and if you got questions and you want to talk about it, just ping me and we'll get in touch. All right, y'all. Thank you. Aloha.